Hey, also, today we figured we would do a kind of like a cruising 101. Got a bunch of questions that we get asked often by viewers here on the show, as well as our customers for our travel agency. So we're just going to rattle them off. Hopefully, this video won't be 4 hours long. First up, what type of cruise should I choose? Um, it depends. Unfortunately, you're going to see a common theme here. There's going to be a lot of it depends and maybes because what type of cruise you choose is up to you. Like if this was my first time cruising, I would choose a 3 night, maybe a 4 night cruise, somewhere that goes to one, maybe two islands, just so you can kind of get a feel for what cruising's like, what it's all about, what are sea days like, what are port days like.
Basically, how to see if you're going to handle the cruise itself.
How you're going to handle it, sure, right.
Okay,
yeah.
So moving on. Can I cruise solo? Solo that nobody sees you. Yes, you can cruise solo.
There are different cruises. Some cruise lines have rooms that are just for solo cruisers. Other cruise lines don't. But they give you, I don't want to say a discount, but let's just say in the past, if you wanted to cruise solo, you would have to pay the room rate for as if there was two people. So arguably double the cost. Some cruise lines have realized that there's a lot of solo cruisers out there. So now they don't charge you that. There might be a single person supplement. But yes, you can cruise solo.
How much does the average cost cruise? How much does the average cruise cost? There really isn't like an average cost.
Actually, there is. I did some research, and there is an average cost. It's total BS, but yeah. According to industry experts, the average per person cost for a 7 night cruise in 2024 is $1,500 per person.
Okay.
Now, I don't know that I've ever paid that much. Well, actually, no.
That's a lie.
That's true. You can get cruises for significantly less than that, but that's the average cruise.
For a 7-day cruise.
Right.
What's included in my cruise fare? The cruise. Just kidding.
Usually, it's the cruise itself, which includes your room, your meals, all the entertainment, and the port taxes and fees. Is the kind of the standard. Now, when you see a commercial or an ad saying 7 night cruise, blah 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 for $200 a person, that's, I'm not going to call it bait and switch, but that's
a bait and switch.
No, there are actually you can find that rate, but that's not what most people end up paying. By the time you go through and you add on the port taxes and fees and blah blah blah, it's usually significantly more.
And sometimes in those cruise fares, that your taxes and gratuities are also included in that. Not in every case. Do I need a passport? Not necessarily.
Again, it depends. If you're doing a closed loop cruise, if you're a U.S. citizen doing a closed loop cruise, meaning you're leaving from the U.S. port and coming back to that same U.S. port, a lot of times all you need is birth certificate and valid state ID. Depends on the islands you're cruising to, where you're cruising. Some of them require passports.
Not even just islands, just...
Well, countries.
Yes.
Yeah. What should I pack for a cruise?
The question should be, what should I not
what Cheryl packs.
pack for a cruise? Depending on where you're going. If you're going to Alaska, you're going to wear a bikini?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't wear a bikini anyway, but anyway. But, depending on where you're going, when you're going,
right,
what you should bring. Always bring...
half of what?
No. Always bring a poncho, rain poncho.
Yes, that I will agree with.
Yes.
For a 7 night cruise, on average, I bring 4 or 5 t-shirts, 2 or 3 bathing suits, 4 or 5 pairs of shorts, enough underwear for the week, and like 2 dress outfits for formal nights because we like to dress up for formal nights.
Similar.
And that's basically what I bring.
I bring all the toiletries. Enough said.
Yeah, and 14 outfits per day.
Whatever. Just in case I get a little slobby.
Next question.
Is there Wi-Fi on board? Yes. There is an extra fee for it, though.
Correct.
Oh.
This is another one of those maybes. Will I get seasick?
Possibly.
There's no way for us to answer that. Some people I know can go, what's it called? Fishing off the coast and not having, an issue. And yet they get on a cruise ship and they're not a happy camper. Some people get motion sick in a car and don't get sick on a cruise. It depends. Be prepared.
Depends on you. Be prepared.
What kind of activities can I expect on board?
Basically,
Holy
what can't
crap.
you expect on board, really? There's such an array of different things to do, from live music to scavenger hunts to
Trivia games, to water slides, to
wall climbing,
rock climbing, zip lines,
dry slides.
One of the cruise lines has got
bumper cars.
Well, the bumper cars. There's another cruise line that got a mini racetrack. There's line dancing. There's wine pairings. There's whiskey tasting. It's literally on and on and on and on.
Yeah, spas. Woo. Anyway, are there kid-friendly options on cruises? Yes.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
Lots of them, depending on the cruise line.
Exactly.
Research the cruise line to see what they're offering, what their offers are for kids. Give you a little hint though. If you're looking at a Virgin Voyages cruise, no kid options whatsoever, because you got to be 18 to get on the ship.
Unless your child is 18.
Well, they're not technically a child at 18. They're technically an adult.
Can I bring my own booze? No. Kind of, yes. If you drink wine, you can bring 2 bottles of wine.
Well, it depends on the cruise line. Some limit it to 1 per cabin. Some are 2 per cabin.
Okay.
But beer, no. Hard liquor, no. If you're going to bring your own wine, bring your own corkscrew. You know. Otherwise, they'll charge you a corkage fee sometimes.
Unless you empty it before you get on the ship. That's, But what's the food like on a cruise? Plentiful.
And good. Not great, but good. And lots of variety, lots of options. If you're used to Michelin, 2, 3, 4-star Michelin star, whatever they call that, dining on a regular basis, you're going to be disappointed.
Yes.
But we
have no complaints.
No complaints about the food.
No.
Are there dress codes on board? So
no.
Yes and no. It depends on the cruise line. It depends on what you're doing. If you're hanging out at the pool for the day, technically, no, there's no dress code, but there's also no clothing optional.
Thank you, because I was going to say, because that's really not an option.
But as far as, evening attire, again, it depends on the cruise ship. NCL is known for their freestyle cruising, where, you got to have clothes on. That's about it.
Yeah.
Cunard, you're doing, if you decide you want to do a transatlantic cruise on Cunard, and it's one of their formal nights, you better have black tie or something darn close to it.
Well, with other things rather than just a black tie. What's the deal with shore excursions? All right. What's the deal with shore excursions? Our suggestion is to try them out. It depends on what you are into. Adventure seeking, touring the islands, gambling, shopping. There's so many different options out there for you. Or you don't have to do them at all.
True.
Yeah.
If this is your first cruise, my suggestion would be do the shore excursions through the ship, mainly because the companies that are working with the cruise line have made agreements with the cruise lines to get you there, to make sure you're safe, and to get you back on time.
Yes.
Whereas if you do your own shore excursion, not through the ship, it's on you to make sure you get back on time.
Yes.
Can I stay connected with folks back home?
If you really want to.
Yes. Yeah. If you have the Wi-Fi, there are lots of different technologies available where you can stay connected. WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, FaceTime, on and on and on. Just make sure your phone's in airplane mode, connected to the Wi-Fi, and you shouldn't have any issues.
Yes. What are the best cruise lines for families, singles, and couples?
Another loaded question. Go ahead. What do you think? What would your suggestion be here?
For couples without children, and they want... Well, yeah, pretty much. But if it really, again, depends on what you're looking for. A family cruise, they might want to do Disney, but they also might want to do a Royal. They might want to do a Carnival. So it really just depends on what you are looking for. Singles, I can't speak for them. I don't know.
We don't know. We've never, Families, I would suggest staying with either Disney or the big three, Royal, Carnival, and NCL, because the big three all have very well thought out kids programs and kids activities, things for them to do. Singles, unfortunately, guys and gals, sorry, we've never cruised singly, so we don't know.
Singularly.
Couples, you can you can do the big three. There are definitely couples type activities. There are definitely things and places, things to do and places to go where you won't have as many screaming kids. Virgin is always an option for the adults because there are no kids.
But a lot of the cruises that we have been on have not had a lot of screaming kids. You have a couple here and there.
Right. You've got some entitled little brats.
But you have a lot of entitled adults too. So anyway, do all cabins have windows? No.
You've got interiors, which don't have windows. They don't see the sunlight. Ocean view, which has windows. Balconies, which technically don't have windows because it's a sliding glass door, but
it opens, so
it opens.
You can see through it.
But it's not a window; it's a door.
Whatever.
Anyway, is travel insurance worth it?
Plain and simply, yes.
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 No.
Yes, and yes. So
don't screw yourself by not getting it.
No, don't.
Yeah. Can I celebrate a special occasion?
You can celebrate anything you dang well please on a cruise ship.
If you are celebrating a special occasion, birthday, anniversary, sobriety date, and anything, let the cruise line know. They have special packages that you can buy to decorate the room, or special things that you can do. They're not free, but if it's a special occasion, wouldn't be worth it.
But you also can bring your own.
Yes, to some degree, right.
What are the bathroom facilities like? Small.
It's tiny.
Well,
actually, no, I wouldn't say tiny.
They're sufficient enough for us.
Right.
But yeah, just
couples looking to get frisky.
Ew.
Not happening in the bathroom of a regular room, anyway. But yeah, they're small.
Actually, on Virgin, they were pretty decent.
Actually,
size.
Virgin, I think, had the largest individual bathroom.
Yeah, Carnival.
That one Carnival ship, we ended up having 2 bathrooms.
We had a bath and a half.
Yeah. One bathroom had a tub. Now, granted, I couldn't even sit down in the tub. It was more like a tub for 5-year-olds. And the other one had the standard, shower stall. Yeah. But that was interesting.
Is there a doctor on board? Yes, there are doctors on board. There's also a morgue on board. However, you may want to know that if something was sure to happen to you, cruise ships do not accept your health insurance. Right. It is out of pocket. Even if you call your health insurance company and say, listen, I'm traveling out of the country, more than likely than not, the doctor on the ship is not in your network. So just be prepared for that.
Yeah, it's going to be out of pocket. Your health insurance might reimburse you upon return.
A little.
But we'll see,
But document. Yeah.
What kind of plug sockets are there on the ships?
Electrical.
Well,
voltage-wise?
U.S. Well, most cruise ships that we've been on have 110-volt sockets like we use here in the U.S. They also, a lot of them have a different voltage. I'm not familiar with the different voltages out there, but there are a lot of them have a different kind of plug. That's all I can really say. But it also depends, because every cruise we've been on has been based in the U.S. If you're taking a cruise, say a Med cruise or a Far East cruise, bring an adapter with you. The newer ships will have USB ports that you can plug in directly, but we always travel with a non-surge suppressed, basically a power strip. It's got like 4 plugs on it, and it's got like 7 different USBs. So, but
yeah,
this one's kind of redundant to the first one, but kind of different at the same time. So,
how do I choose a cruise that's right for me? Just do it.
Ask a travel agent. Ask a good travel agent. Tell them what you like, what you don't like, where you've been, where you want to go, what you want to see, and let them make a recommendation for you.
Yes.
Because if they're halfway decent, they've been on a bunch of different cruises. They've sold a bunch of different cruises. So listening to your wants and desires will narrow down potentially the best option for you.
Yes. What languages are spoken on board? It's actually what languages really are not spoken on board. There's a little bit of everything.
The main language that is used
English
would be English. Yes, so anytime you're dealing with staff members, they will be speaking English. Probably, might not be their first language, but they will speak English. Correct.
They definitely they try. I mean,
no. Actually, that might have sounded wrong. I didn't mean to make it sound like they were not understandable. They're English. Every person we've dealt with on all the cruise lines, their English has been good to amazing. Actually, a lot of times they speak better English than most Americans do, but that's another topic. Are there laundry services on board?
Yes, but it's going to cost you.
Yes.
Don't know how much, but.
Well, you can do usually they'll put a laundry bag in your room. It's about the size of a small shopping bag, and you can fill that, whatever you can fit in there, they'll wash for you for like $35. Nenext up. Can I cruise if I'm
pregnant?
Yes.
Really? You can't
Unless
say
your
that.
doctor says no.
Talk to your doctor. That's plain and simple. What are the best times to cruise? What isn't a good time to cruise? Anyway.
Depends on where you're going.
And what time of year it is.
Yes. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, just saying.
How do I book a cruise?
Call us.
Call us. Call your favorite travel agent. You can book it directly. Yes, you can book it through various websites online. Our suggestion, and yes, we're a little biased, is to call a travel agent. It doesn't have to be us, but call a travel agent. Let them do their job. It's not going to cost you any more.
Nope.
Sometimes they have the ability to find fares and rates that you might not be able to see easily. So, and they do all the hard work. All you got to do is say, yeah, this is when I want to go. This is what I want to spend. And then listen to them.
Get options, though. What are the age restrictions on cruises? Unless you're on an adult-only cruise, there are no age restrictions.
Now, there are age restrictions on excursions. There are age restrictions for certain shows, things like that. But, yeah, except for Virgin Voyages, 9 days to 109 years.
Nope.
Can I smoke on board? Yes. Not everywhere. There are designated smoking areas on every cruise ship, unless it is a 100% smoke-free ship. A lot of times the casino will have a smoking area. There's usually a smoking area up near the pool deck, and sometimes another one down on the promenade deck. Check with your travel agent or Google it.
What is the price policy on tipping? Just tip them.
It's not required. There are gratuities that will be added to your cruise fare either ahead of time as a prepaid gratuity or on a daily basis when you're on the ship. That's $16 to $20 some odd a day per person, depending upon the cruise line. You can go to guest services and get those removed if you want, but that's up to you. Can I get married on a cruise?
Why? No, I'm kidding.
Yes, you can, depending on the ship, on where it's going. There are a lot of, I don't want to say hoops you have to jump through, but you got to do some research and do a little bit of legwork ahead of time.
Yes, because it could be 90 days that they need notice in order to perform the ceremony on the cruise ship. What is a muster drill? We've spoken about this multiple times. It's so that you know how to evacuate the ship in case of an emergency. Can I go cruising with...
Wait, hold on. Muster drills are required. The ship will not leave the port until everybody has done the muster drill.
Checked in.
Okay. Are cruises safe? Can I guarantee your safety on a cruise? No. But let me just say this. The day of this recording, there are currently 524 cruise ships sailing around the world. Each one of those cruise ships carries somewhere between 300 and 7,000 passengers. I can't think of actually, no. I can think of one. The most recent incident was a passenger fell overboard about 2 weeks ago as of this cruising or this recording. But you're talking, hundreds of thousands of people on cruise ships every day of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, cruises are safe in general.
Probably safer than driving down a Euro.
Actually, yeah. I read another stat. The odds of you dying on a cruise ship are 1 in 6.24 million. The odds of you dying via a car accident are 1 in 103.
Thank you, Morbid Molly. Moving on. Can I go cruising with dietary restrictions? Absolutely.
Yep.
You can also let your maitre d', your head server, know. You can also have them note it in your cruising documents.
Tell everybody and tell them often until they get it right.
I mean,
because they will accommodate your dietary needs as much as they can.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to let them know, and you have to remind them, because you tell the maitre d' you're one of 200 people. You tell your head waiter you're one of 20 people. You got to keep reminding them.
Yes. How do I get to the ship?
It depends. If you drive, well, then you drive to the ship. If you fly in the morning of the day of the cruise, which we highly, highly do not recommend. A lot of times the cruise ships will have transportation options right there at the airport. Talk to your travel agent or the cruise line. If you do what we recommend, where you fly in the day before and stay at a hotel locally, most of the hotels that are within, say, 10 or 15 miles of a cruise terminal will have cruise transportation available at the hotel. Most of them are at a fee. A few of them include it in the cost of your hotel room. Talk to your travel agent ahead of time.
And most of them are round trip, but not always. Can I use my phone on board? Sure.
Yeah.
Should you? No.
Do you want to? No.
Well,
as of this recording, there are very, very few options for making phone calls at sea that don't cost you $1 or $2 or $3 per minute. So suggestions: put it on Wi-Fi, use FaceTime, use Facebook Messenger, use WhatsApp, do that kind of thing, because those are all used over Wi-Fi and they're at no extra cost.
What's the best way to stay healthy while cruising? Wash your hands.
Yes.
The normal stuff that you would do. Well, the normal stuff that you would basically respectfully do.
Wash your
Sneeze,
hands,
cough into your
10
elbow.
times a day. Use hand sanitizer.
Lick your fingers clean. Whatever But that's just the best way to stay healthy. Do I need any vaccinations?
As of this recording, the cruise lines are not requiring the COVID vaccination to board the ship at this time. That could change, but at this time, no.
Are cruises environmentally friendly? They've come a long way. Yeah,
they're getting there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing if you ever watch a documentary on the building of a cruise ship and what they do to
reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Yeah, I guess. But it's pretty amazing.
They're using new fuel technologies that are more environmentally friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much all done away with the single-use plastics.
No more plastic straws on the cruise ships.
That's single-use plastics.
Yeah.
What type of entertainment is offered?
Again,
depending upon the cruise ship, everything under the sun.
Yes.
Live music, multiple types.
Go over it again.
What are the dining options?
Again, multiple options. You have the main dining room, you have specialty dining, and you have the buffet.
You've got 8 to 20 different food venues on board the average cruise ship.
Mm-hmm. What are the best strategies for exploring port cities? Know your surroundings. Do a little research before you go to those islands. Statistics are kind of crazy, but I don't know. Like some might
Talk
not
to your travel
make you feel
agent.
safe,
Do
but whatever.
some research.
Yeah.
A lot of the cruise lines offer general sightseeing excursions, which a lot of them we'd like to do the first time we go. Is there a gym on board?
Yes.
Most cruise ships, yes.
They also have classes for you, yoga classes, meditation, whatever the case may be. There is always something to do. Are there facilities for disabled guests? Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
By law, I believe it's actually required.
I'm not sure if cruise ships are subject to the ADA or not, but they do. They do their best to accommodate disabled guests.
Yes.
What should I do if I have a complaint? Tell somebody, not Facebook. So if you're on a cruise and you have a complaint about bad service in the dining room, tell your waiter. If it was the waiter that gave you the bad service, tell the maitre d'. If none of them can help you, go to guest services. When you get off the ship, I've always gotten surveys from the cruise line. Lay it out in the surveys. On the flip side, if you have a compliment for a particular staff member, name them in your survey, because that's how they get rewarded. If you name them in the survey,
you can even go to guest services if it's exemplary.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
And can you think of any other like cruising 101 type of questions that we haven't answered?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. So now that we've answered a bunch of questions about cruising, check out this video we did recently on ways to save money on that cruise.
Yes.